Hello. Shortly after asking one question, I had a love at first sight encounter that gave me the answer that ChatGPT couldn't. I'm going to show you how your unconscious mind can orchestrate worlds to bring answers to your most pressing questions and inspire you to stay on the path of healing and transformation. For me, this started when I was at a social gathering, and the question occurred to me, why am I still single? I had healed my wounded inner child. I'd been divorced for 3 years. I thought I was ready for a romantic relationship. And maybe you know what it's like. You're on the path of healing and transformation. You're eager for something to happen, to transform, to heal, but you feel stuck or that you plateaued or you're uninspired. I'm going to share with you the exact prompts I use to create some magic. In order to illustrate, I ran a test with ChatGPT and my unconscious to answer the question, why am I still single? Okay, let's run through ChatGPT's response pretty quick. We know this is not where the surprises are. We're going to get to the good stuff in a minute. But first thing is, I gave ChatGPT the context. I've been divorced 3 years. Why am I still single? And notice how ChatGPT answers my question with questions. It like throws it all back to me in very one-dimensional black and white answers, which I guess if I had no other tools and resources and this was all I had, it could prompt introspection. Have you fully grieved the past? Is there a protective wall around your heart? Are you repeating unconscious patterns? Do you secretly love your life? I thought that was a weird question, because sometimes we'll say we want a relationship, but really we don't. Are you clear on what you're looking for now? Are you in a liminal space? Well, obviously, if you're in between relationships, you are in a liminal in between space. Do you fear being hurt again, even by someone good? Well, pain is pain, whether someone good hurts you or somebody bad hurts you. But I will tell you this, once you heal your inner child wound, it does exclude a lot of potential partners, because all those narcissists that want to have a relationship with you, you just don't vibe with them anymore. You're not tricked and fooled by them anymore because the lens of the wound is no longer covering your eyes. Okay, let's go to the fun part now. Now I'm going to reveal the magic part. The first prompt I'm going to share with you is that of curiosity. Curiosity is a prompt. It is my unconscious mind that helped me heal my inner child abandonment wound. It wasn't a therapist or a book. My unconscious gave me information, gave me dreams. So by me being curious, why am I still single? My unconscious had already been on the path with me throughout that healing journey. So it jumped in with a two-part answer. The first part was, I had a dream. And in the dream, I'm in the passenger seat of a car, and driving that car is my ex-husband. And I look over at him to my left, and I think, oh, I'd really like to scooch over and hug him and show him some love. And he will be so surprised for me to show him any affection. When I woke up from that dream, I did not think it was an answer to my question at all. What I did think was that my unconscious was showing me that I was finally coming into union with the antagonistic male aspect that lived in my unconscious. And those of us who have inner child wounds because of an absent father or an abusive father, in my case, it was an abusive stepfather, that gets distorted and enmeshed in our unconscious to where on an unconscious level we see men as antagonists and enemies unconsciously. So that I was shown in the dream, well, I do want to love, I do want to express love, was an invitation to start being who I really am, which is someone who can love without being afraid. Because those of us that have had inner child wounds, we're afraid, whether you recognize it or not. So that was part one. The same day as that dream, I'm walking my dog down my street, like I do every day, and I notice ahead that there is a vehicle and the engine's running. And my dog, he likes to stop and smell everything along the way, and I'm very patient with him and let him do that. Well, as we approached the car, it occurred to me, I wonder if that person's been watching me. And so as we're walking by, I look over expecting to see somebody on their mobile phone or something like that. No. I looked over, the window was rolled down, and in a split second, I saw this beautiful man looking straight at me, full teeth smile, and said hello. And I turned away and said, hey, and kept walking with my dog. And my first thought was, I love men. So what did that show me? Your first reaction is the unconscious reaction. What's going on unconsciously? It showed me I was in flight concerning love. Here is love literally staring me in the face, saying hello. It was love at first sight for me. And what did I do? I'm out here. So there was my answer in a meaningful way, that man was there at that time, that I'm walking by, just like in my dream. I looked to my left, and I did desire more. I did desire to love. But that showed me I still had some work to do, because I had an association with fear and love. The cool thing about the unconscious, when you start working with it, is you don't need to provide context. Like you need to provide context to ChatGPT or a therapist or whoever. The unconscious already knows it all. It knows the whole story. It knows more than you know consciously. And so you don't need to worry, is it understanding me or anything like that? It already knows. Another cool thing about the unconscious is it is not limited to how it gets your answers to you. Whether it's you overhear a conversation, you know that has a message for you, synchronistic events, dreams, books, any and everything. The unconscious is not limited to how it helps you. And Carl Jung said, we're having synchronistic events every day. Now, I don't know if my nervous system could handle a love at first sight every day, but they're more common than you think. So by being aware of your inner world, what's going on with your inner world, you can then see how is the outer world reflecting that back to me or complimenting that to me. Now, I think my unconscious mind is the one that put that question in my head, why am I still single? And then it gave me the answer. So pay attention to what questions pop into your head. So you can start applying this today. Pick something that you are curious about. You know, it might not be, why am I still single? It could be, what do I do next in my life? Or why am I stuck in my healing? Or, you know, what's going on with me kind of question. And give the unconscious time to respond. Now, the unconscious is not limited to our 3D reality. It's not looking at the clock or the calendar, but it's not going to wait so long to respond or orchestrate an answer to where you even forgotten you asked the question. So paying attention to what's going on in your inner world so that then when something externally happens, you can connect it. And that's a synchronicity, when the inner and outer world come together in a very meaningful way to you. If you would like to know the other ways to open this up within yourself, and prompts I've learned over the decades that get the unconscious going in your direction, so to speak, there's a free download in my bio on my YouTube channel. And I would love to hear what questions you have for your unconscious, and share your answer when you get one, because this is super cool and it will keep your transformation moving forward. This is exactly how I healed my inner child wound. I got prompts, I had dreams, I introspected. The unconscious brought people into my life. And when I say unconscious, that's a pretty broad term, because what's in our unconscious is our self with a capital S, the God within us, that higher divinity within us, that is connected to some kind of field. How else can you explain that the unconscious can orchestrate external events in your favor? So I look forward to hearing from you. Share away in the comments. I'm here. And until we see each other again, sweet dreams.